How Hashem brought us to Eretz HaKodesh. When my mother told me she was separated, it was a big surprise for me because my father and her had been married their whole life. My mother is more than 80 years old, and my father is 80. I never thought this could happen so near my home, but it did. My father, who for me and for everybody must be considered our example in life, had been cheating my mother for some months, and my mother discovered it and moved out. I thought those things were not usual at their age, but I was mistaken. When they came to visit us this summer and stayed with us, both of them but in separate rooms, I saw nothing unusual in their behavior. They were like friends. But summer ended, and they went back to their lives in their country of origin and to their things. Talking to my mother, who often sees my father to go to eat out or for a walk, she told me she did not want to see him anymore because he was in a restaurant with her, but he was looking at immodest women. When I told her that when he was here with us in Israel, he was behaving okay, she told me of course he was. In your place, women are dressed from hair to toes. Not an inch of them is seen. All of this made me think a lot, and also be grateful to Hashem. Before coming to Israel, I pleaded Hashem to take me out of that country of immodesty, where women walked in the streets almost naked. And I thought to myself, how am I going to raise my kids here? How did Moshe raise his kids in Egypt? But I am not a Rabbanit. We are not so strong in Torah to survive this kind of place. And I started to ask Hashem for a holier place to live. Months passed, and nothing happened as I saw this was just impossible in my life. How was my father going to accept that we moved so many kilometers away from them and accept not seeing his only grandchildren often? He is not Jewish. I am a convert. How will he be able to understand that? In the meantime, I had started donating the Maser to Bezrat Hashem organization every month and receiving lots of advices from our dear Rabbi Yaron Reuven. May God help him in all that he does. We did not give Maser to receive miracles. We did because it was what it had to be done, according to Torah. Before knowing the Bezrat Hashem organization, the Torah we knew from our country rabbis was confusing. Maser calculation was confusing. Even giving Maser was confusing, as all the politically correctness of the majority of the Rabbanim in our country was what we knew until we discovered Bezrat Hashem. We knew about Maser, we knew about some of the halachot, but it was all confusing. When we started listening to Rabbi Reuven, it all became clear. 10%, that is it. Not deducting this or that, or somehow giving it a way out. One day I was lighting the Shabbat candles in my home. I light them in a Hanukkah glass box that has a double base. Shabbat candles on one side and Hanukkah candles on the other side. I noticed the glass was broken, but I did not pay too much attention to it. I thought the maid perhaps did it. It's okay, it can happen to anybody. I continue lighting my Shabbat candles for months and praying to Hashem to take us out of that immodest city and country and take us to a holier place. I did not tell Hashem where, as he knows best. I was so tired and disgusted of going out to the street, and I had to go out for everything, taking kids to school. Even in a kids' park, I could not stand being a long time because of all the dirtiness that was in front of our eyes. Time passed, and one day I was sitting in the couch, looking at the candle box, when I saw the Eretz Israel map so clear in the cracks of the glass. I was astonished. How did I not noticed it before? No way! Hashem is taking us there. No way. My father will not allow it. Too far away. And I continue with that thought in my mind, wishing this was a message from Shemayim saying that my prayer was accepted and we were going to the best place of all, our land. I did not tell anybody about it. I thought they might think I was crazy with such thoughts, messages from Shemayim. Israel? Are you crazy? With time, we had to tell our family that we will not be living in that country forever. Kids were growing up and getting closer to bar mitzvah. We had to move soon. We wanted to know where. We did not know, but I wish the broken glass was right and we could somehow, by miracle, go to Israel. The day I went to talk to my father was a very scary day. My father is the type of man that does not go around. He is very straightforward. If he likes one thing, he will tell you straight, and the same if he does not like it. I was really afraid, but I had to do this. I had to tell him for the sake of my family. My kids' Canuck depended on that. My whole family was at risk staying there. When my father sat with me and listened to what I had to say, I could see his face changing, anger through his eyes. He said, "No way. Are you crazy? What do you want to do?" I tried to explain to him that our kids were raised Jewish, with Torah and mitzvot, and that our country could not provide them with the right education. There was almost no Torah life in our country. But inside of me, I knew he would not understand it. How could he? After all, he was not even Jewish to understand all of this. I returned to my house crying, anguished, and sad. I did not talk to my father for several days. I was hurt. A week passed, and I went to talk to him again. This time he was calmer. I could see no such anger in his eyes, but worry. We sat down and talked about it. I suggested a nearby country that had a very good Torah life and schools. I had researched it and talked to people living there. It was fine, and we could see them often as it was only an hour plane away from us. What a surprise I had when he told me, "No, you are not going there. You are Jewish. If you want to move, you will have to move to Israel." And I told him, "But Daddy, it is too far away." He answered, "Israel. But Daddy, you are not going to see your only grandkids at all. It is 24 hours distance by plane." He continues saying, "You are going to Israel as I will not allow you to go anywhere else." My heart was beating so hard and fast. I could not believe what I was experiencing at that moment. Oh my God, Hashem made us a miracle. My prayers were heard. Not only He will take us out of this country, but He will take us to the holiest country a Jew can live on, Eretz HaKodesh. I could not be more thankful to Hashem and to my dear Rabbi Reuven, who was the mentor of it all. Returning with what I was talking at the beginning, nowadays, and since we moved to Israel some years ago, we have been living in Haredi neighborhoods. Since they left this summer, all I can do is think in my mother's answer to me, "Of course he behaved good. Women there are all covered from hair to toes. Not an inch is seen of them." Not everybody can live in Israel, as Rabbi Reuven says, but it is our place, the place we love, and the place we have to be. We could not be happier with this change, although it was, and it is not easy. I know that if I had only prayed to Hashem, this might have not happened. What I did was pray, plus supporting a wonderful organization who helps poor people and does kiruv to save Jewish souls from going out of the way of our fathers, or as we say, out off the derek. Since we started donation of our maser to Bezrat Hashem, many miracles have happened in our lives. This is just one of them. In the high holidays, we try to donate more, as it is said, tzedakah saves lives, not only physically, because with that money poor people can buy food, but especially spiritually, it gives Bezrat Hashem the possibility to do chesed. The best kind of chesed a person can do for others and for himself, herself, kiruv. Donate. Do chesed with yourself and others.